What are they doing with LA Knight? Can somebody please tell me what are they doing with LA Knight? Please, I don't understand it. This man, they say be patient. They say be patient. They say be patient. But then, quite frankly, we go ahead and we shaft him over and over and over again. We don't even let this man compete on Raw or SmackDown. Excuse me, he's on SmackDown nowadays. But nevertheless, ayo, here's your real Dylan Magic Killer, number 1 2 hard hitter, your number 1 wig splitter, your wrestling YouTube World Champion. Those online if you like daily wrestling content. Over, like, comment, subscribe. We got that on the daily. But let's get on to the fact that they don't treat LA Knight with, I won't say they don't treat him with respect, because they do. But any of y'all notice, also, by the way, your boy is also recording this live on Twitch, so But have any of y'all noticed the fact that they don't really, you have a, and it's not just because he calls himself that, but you legitimately have a megastar on your hands when it comes to have LA Knight. Yet we don't really do much anything with him. Legitimately, I was slightly afraid he was gonna start some doggone feud with Legado del Fantasma, and I'm also a bit more upset at the fact that we don't have him already as the United States Champion. We should have been had Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States title. I wouldn't have any qualms about LA Knight doing whatever, maybe even getting to a feud with Santos. Meanwhile, LA Knight could have gone, not LA Knight, Logan Paul could have gone ahead and feuded with Cody Rhodes for that undisputed title. I wouldn't have cared if you just had that WrestleMania match be between Logan Paul and LA Knight. That's not to harp on the matches that they both had. LA Knight with a very enjoyable victory over AJ Styles, one of AJ Styles' best WrestleMania matches, LA Knight's WrestleMania debut, and Logan Paul with the triple threat between himself, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. But at the end of the day, there's still the glaring issue that they don't really care to actually put him in a position to genuinely win that world title, or even the United States title. And that's why I'm also a bit worried that it's just a matter of time that they decide to just give up on him. I mean, look at the fact that we have the whole King of the Ring tournament. LA Knight, one of your most massively over baby faces, is not even on television, not even on TV for his doggone King of the Ring match. And I heard somebody suggest, hey, you could have had him as well as, I forgot, for the Queen of the Ring, Tiffany Stratton and Selena Vega, I believe. You could have had them, if you weren't going to put them on Raw or SmackDown, chuck them over to NXT. It would have had them still competing in front of a live audience. And on top of that, it would have brought more eyes to NXT. Imagine you're a fan of LA Knight or Tiffany Stratton. I think it's Tiffany Stratton. Go ahead and appear in NXT, and you see just some of the stars that are up and coming down there. You see a Trick Willie. You see a Roxanne Perez. And you feel yourself becoming a fan of the brand. Quite frankly, I don't know what we're doing. I'm glad at the very least, and this is a semi-spoiler, I suppose, for anybody that hasn't been paying attention to Twitter, but quite frankly, LA Knight did at the very least come out of his match with Santos Escobar victorious, so there's that at the very least. But still, I am genuinely worried as to what are we doing with LA Knight, and I hope that come Money in the Bank this year he wins the briefcase. Whether or not he's the United States champion by then, doesn't matter. Put that briefcase on LA Knight. He could go ahead and have a spontaneous cash in like a heel, because that's kind of how his character is. Even as a babyface, it doesn't matter whether you're a face or a heel, he will square up to you just like that. And it does kind of lead into a bigger overall issue I have, and worry more so with WWE, but I might save that for another time. That being the fact that it seems like we're putting too much focus on the Bloodline holding the world titles, and you also have Damian Priest and the Judgment Day, which I believe hopefully will ultimately end with Drew McIntyre taking that championship off of Damian Priest, and it leading to a CM Punk Drew feud, which I would not be mad if we have this carry on all the way until next year's WrestleMania. I would not be mad, especially if Drew McIntyre can win this feud, because my god. But quite frankly, when you have people like LA Knight, like Gunther, like all these other genuinely worthy to be in that main event scene, those main event faces, constantly getting plucked out of that scene, especially for LA Knight, because at the very least, Gunther, he's got his hands basically the King of the Ring, which we all know, and let's not pretend for a second here. We all know he is winning the King of the Ring tournament. That is not a question. That's just a spoiler. But LA Knight's not even getting shown on TV. He's not winning this King of the Ring tournament. And quite frankly, I don't even know what he does next, if he is even going to feud with Logan Paul at this point. So I am pretty decently worried. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if he does not win the Money in the Bank contract, which puts even more questions as to what are we doing with LA Knight. Triple H said almost a year ago, "Hey, just be patient," but it does feel like a number of people, me included, are starting to question that patience. Hopefully, it all pays off in the end. But would I be disappointed if it doesn't go well for our megastar? Yeah,